It's important for everybody to see when you are not in a state of receiving, right? When I'm saying I know nothing, like nothing, everything, always, when we have this extrema, already we're indicating to the world, to the creator, I'm not in a state of receiving, so you will not receive the answer. We talked about it first, a vessel has to be created. First, we got to have the glass to pour in. And this is what I mean by I'm saying, hey, go to the shelter, work with animals, something that opens your heart. Because when the heart is open, we can receive the next step. But in the state of being, once the heart is closed, we cannot receive a hard answer. It's just not worth it. Yeah. I'm not sure if I understand your question, Bettina. Why is it connected to my desire on how I purchase to the manifestation input equals output you mentioned before? It's what you ask, but I don't understand your question fully. Maybe you could rewrite it for me in the chat. It feels like it's two parts. Thank you. Love it. How do you not get into strategy feeding the cats because it may help your business? It's simple. It is one of my biggest secrets, and I want you to repeat it, everybody, as much as you can till it like truly lands in your body. I am not getting paid from other people, but through other people. I'm getting paid from the creator. I'm getting paid from source. And wouldn't I agree? Because of all the things I do, of all the sharing I do with the world, I get paid from all over the world through other people. Also could be one person, don't care. But I know the money's always coming because I'm sharing all the time. I'm always asking myself, how can I share more? And you will also see a very big evolution of rich and happy. Because the more I've been doing this work, the less I will offer one-on-one settings. Anything you're like, I just share this. It's my internal process. If I'm like, if I'm actually continuing doing so much one-on-one work, I'm not sharing enough with the world. So it really shifted something in me when I never really said I want a big brand. I don't need this. I never had like a Instagram follower goal. And for the first time I do. It's coming from a different consciousness than before. It was just never important to me before. And now it's important. And now I'm focusing on it. And that also means now it's not so important for me anymore to do so much one-on-one work, so much close proximity work, more group settings. But can you see it's not from I need this or what's scalable or what's making the most money? Where's my natural desire? Where's my natural focus? And naturally from that, my goals evolve. So this is how I'm not getting into strategy when I feed the cats, because the money is not coming from other people. The money, especially between for you, doesn't have to come through your business. Can, and it's beautiful, doesn't have to. I'm always open for all ways. I love it when it comes through my business, and it's also cool if it comes from other ways. Yeah. Oh yeah, CodeCheck is an app for ingredients in Germany. I actually was talking to the owners in the very early stages on my German podcast. It's a great company. And what they don't, however, have, unless they've updated this, is really so unique about this American app that they tell you who the owner is. Which big multinational company is the owner of that? Because that is a whole nother thing. We can have a masterclass around that. Why also people want you, bankers want you to buy ETFs, and like how all the big multinational companies are connected, how they literally own the planet. But that's a story for another masterclass, because that is really mind-blowing to understand how the financial scene is working. Yeah. Yeah. Love this. Jennifer, I'm confused. I want to offer something as a crisis manager for health problems, breakups, dismissals, but is this the same problem that you mentioned before? I will influence their life path. I think so far they don't have it. Two things. First of all, I would never want to come from, I want to offer something. What is it that I want to share? If I think about my clients, I don't think about what can I offer. I see you at the end result. I want you to know this about yourself. Like, if everything's possible, I want every person to have their own user hand manual. If you think about it, not what can I offer, how can I create something that money would flow to, but rather as the end result, where do you see your clients? What is like your desired state for your clients? What is it that you want them to have, to know, to feel, to experience? This is where I would go first. And also, especially like as a crisis manager, because now you only focus on crisis. But is this a desired outcome? You have the desired outcome for your clients as a crisis, to have more crisis? I don't know, it could be, but I'm just asking if this is true for you. Or is it rather, okay, somebody has health problems or experienced a breakup, so what? I want them to know that they are worthy, that they are valuable, that the next person is just waiting, that it's cool to be single. Like, these are kind of things I would, if I would be a breakup coach, right, or helping people through challenging times in their life, this is something I would focus on. The other aspect I want you to ask, why I'm a little bit critical with that, is I want you to understand, contemplate for yourself, when you are a crisis mode, you probably experienced any of the things you want to help others through. Were you really looking for help, or you just wanted to have somebody kind of like to suffer, to share your suffering with? Like, oh my gosh, it's so terrible. He broke up with me. He left. Oh my gosh, my life is so useless. Da, 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 da. Like, I clearly can see this for myself when I'm looking back. I just wanted to feel the pain and the suffering, but I wouldn't accept any help. It was very important for my own soul evolution to feel the pain, because through the pain I grew. So I just want you to get crystal clear on this offer, and what kind of emotional state is that person or has to be in order to receive your help. And very often when a person is in a very intense crisis that we would judge, their soul choose, they have to navigate through that on their own, because there's a path that has to be earned, that has to be seen, that has to be felt. And this is where I believe we cannot help. But once a person has felt that deep pain, now you can say, hey, here I am. Let's go. You're ready to go up again. It's in a way like a junkie, right? When a junkie needs drugs, it's just about the drugs, right? Like they are like all focused on the drugs. Imagine now, and that's happening on the streets, that people say like, let's talk. Drugs are really not good for you. It's better if you go to rehab. I want you to stop. Like, it's dangerous. This can happen. This can happen. This can happen. This can all the talking, right? And not that I know any statistics about that, but I would assume not many junkies say, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you that you're here. Okay, let's go to rehab. This sounds so good." They haven't hit this low point, whatever that is for somebody, where they said, fuck it, this hurts so much, I'm not going back here, I'm only going up. It's like they move themselves to rehab. But this is when we're helping people in a crisis situation, we have to get very crystal clear how to communicate that and work on that, that we are working with the people that want to get off drugs, that want to get off the pain. Yeah. And again, I would not come from a place, okay, they don't have that. I never think about like all the things you don't have. I just go into my desired state. I want you to have that. I want you to have this kind of life. I want you to have this kind of consciousness. I want you to have this kind of love for yourself. I want you to have this kind of knowing. I want you to have this kind of understanding. I want you to have this perspective about you, about your life, about money. Like there's so much crisis in this whole loop. But what if people don't come because of a crisis to you? They just come to you because they want to go to the next level. What if you can erase all of this crisis? This is something to contemplate for you. Because what happens, you focus so much on crisis and being a crisis manager, you're just manifesting also more crisis in your own life. Because the more crisis, the deeper crisis in your life are happening, right? The more I can share. Is day one. We have to understand our internal purpose. I never desire more crisis, less money, or any of this, so I can share it with you. I always desire how can I be more powerful, more true, more like how can I manifest faster from a place of more authenticity, more truth. You see this connection, what I'm trying to tell you? No more crisis. Where are we going here? Where are we going in this world? This is what I want you to focus on. Yeah. You said input, I got it. Input equals output. I get that. Then you spoke about which desires are triggered so that I purchase. I wanted to understand how these two things are connected. So when you're in a place of true sharing and giving, right? Have you been to a world where they actually haven't made you an offer, but you've reached out? Like in a way, you've been on their website. What can I purchase here? Is there anything? Can I buy anything? Have you ever been to a place like that? Even it could be at a store where they welcomed you, they gave you champagne, they just showed you everything. Nobody said like, Miss Laux, what are you purchasing today? They just wanted to give you a nice experience, a nice smile, a nice welcome, a good glass of champagne or water or whatever it is they did. And then you naturally felt like, actually, let me have a look. What can I buy here? And that's what we're talking about. How can you create that in your audience, in your world, where there's this naturally sharing, where people feel, oh, this is so good, what can I buy? Because it almost feels not good enough to take anymore. Can you see? Like there almost is like, like if this store now also offers you a Michelin star dinner and picks you up, I don't know, it gives you a helicopter ride. Eventually this point kicks in where I'm like, this doesn't feel good anymore. This doesn't feel balanced anymore. I'm taking too much and I'm giving too little. Have you ever had this? We received so much from like, yeah, this is exactly it in a business world.